Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this key 80 entitled Practical Awakening. Well, this is the chapter 5, which is Hygiene of Life. It's not linked to the fact to take your shower. Of course, we try to visualize that is touching everything. It's a philosophy to reach a certain wellness, fulfillment, and a stable, sustainable, despite the fact that sometimes we will have up and down, but the fact to have a certain hygiene, you know the rules, you know the techniques, you know a lot of elements to get back to the middle way and to be aligned and to be vibrating highly. Okay, this is the goal, and to have a certain joy, a certain pleasure with it, to amplify this happiness, this harmony, this high vibration, and to participate to the awakening, the ascent of this period of time, this humanity, and especially for yourself. Because for me, as I told you, is essential. The inner journey is personal, is individual with collective, let's say, impact. Well, let's continue, because we saw that everything is energy. Okay, the fifth element, ether, for Greek philosophy, prana for Buddhist, Hindu, Qi, Qigong, Tai Chi for Taoism, and Reiki, Ki, okay, is one of the practice, and so on. So, everything is energy. Einstein say what you call energy, this is only vibration which has been reduced to be perceptible to the senses. We are made of energy. So, that's why to raise your vibration, to the mindset, of course, the state of mind, and the discipline also with the different activities. We're gonna talk today about physical activity. Physical activity, so sport, but not only. Walking is activity. When you're moving out, it is an activity. When you're making love, sex is activity as well. Okay, so is concretely, what is it? It is to reach, the Greek philosophy, a healthy mind in the healthy body. Okay, basically to have, because your body is alone, to take care. Okay. To come back to the notion of, in East is absolutely undissociable from theory. Practice makes perfect. You cannot be, you can of course, but it's highly recommended and it's not possible to detach. Normally a mystic is necessarily, if he's Hindu, is necessarily practicing yoga. Yoga means yoke. Okay, it's, from Sanskrit, and by the way, it's still, Indian European language, which originally it means, it's like yoke. Yoke means to link. Okay, to link. And this, what is the link? It is the body with the mind, with the soul. The soul is the higher self. To be aligned with that, it means that you practice, let's say, mindfulness when you are doing your activity, your sport. And the yoga is that you're not doing like aerobic. No, you are feeling your movement. And also is the connection when you are doing that, or Qigong is the same. When you are doing this kind of thing, you're visualizing and you are aware, you are feeling as well. You are feeling, okay, so your senses, okay, your body and your mind, you are aware of what you are doing. You are in the present moment, okay, this is for bringing the presence, and you are more connected to your soul, a higher self, okay, something bigger than you limited egoic prison. Okay, so this is the principle. So let's say why? Is to stimulate your energy, to make it activating for being more energetic in your daily life, to know the functioning of your metabolism, to prevent, let's say, your muscle, your joints from freezing. Okay, the fact to have atrophy and osteoarthritis, sorry, it's very difficult to pronounce, arthrose in French, to eliminate toxin, okay, by sweating, by breathing, and to sleep better at the end, to eliminate stress, and to create endorphin, and that's say endorphin happiness, rising your vibration thereby. Okay, so I show you a demonstration in the key. So I treated this in 26 if you want to deepen, but 26 plus. This is a demonstration of 10 minutes on which I prepare like a salad of different activity, physical activity that I do every morning. and I recommend you to do as well. So it is a mix of an elements of yoga, pilates, qigong, tai chi, aerobic and gymnastics. Okay, so it's easy. It's my father can do it. Okay, he's 70 years old, even if he's not really sportive, but he can do it. Okay, so it's for everybody. Okay, it's not a performance, it's just to stretch. Why? But actually, you know, it's when you wake up the morning, okay, what do you do most of the time? You take a coffee bath. Activating your body is exactly the same. You know, the cats, when they wake up, they stretch themselves. It's the same principle. So the goal is a stimulation of the blood of your organs within this demonstration. So I mix all this, and there is 5 elements, especially for which I invite you to slap a little bit. This is a practice of qigong on your knees, on your kidneys, sorry, on certain meridians, some chakras and so on, to activate. You know, in China, most of the time they are doing that in a bank or as an employee. They are doing this kind of thing, and this is exactly this practice of qigong for activating your organs. For example, meridians as well. Meridians are the energetic centers. Okay, stretching. For the second elements of this demonstration, I invite you to watch and to apply as well if it's vibrating, is stretching for having a flexibility. When I see in China, old generation who are 90 years old, and they put the leg already up on because they have a lot of instruments in the street for doing exercise. So when I see I say, wow, they are, because they practice daily, so they never forget. For those who have a back problem, so this is really useful. The demonstration is to activate the qi, the subtle energy, the 5th element, okay, which is omnipotent, omnipresent everywhere. This is muscle activation, okay, and also there is cardio. Once you do that, your day will change. Why? Because you, let's say, you know, is your metronome. Then, if you do after that a few minutes of meditation, just 5 minutes of meditation, you breathe properly, a deep breath and so on, you empty your mind, whew, you will see your day will be miraculous. You will be more aware, more receptive, more vibrating, sensitive. The problems will be there, but your problem-solving capacity of solving problems and to perceive them will be different. Tips: regularity, okay, every day, ideally, or at least 2 or 3 times a week, okay. Duration, not too much, because 10 minutes is enough, is completely enough. If you do so every day, it's like we recommend to walk 30 minutes per day, it's the same. Don't force yourself to walk 2 hours and then you are completely exhausted and you don't do for, let's say, 2 months, okay? So regularity is like learning a language. If you learn intensively 1 week and then you don't do for 3 months, it's useless. You will forget everything. So the regularity is very important. The duration, don't force yourself, okay, not to be disgusted. And then also a desire to do it with enthusiasm, okay, with love, with happiness, okay. And for that, choose as a recommendation something that you like. Personally, I really don't like musculation, you know, to go on gyms and doing, you know, in front of my mirror and everybody is showing off. Okay, those who want to do it, it's fine. The treadmill, you know, like hamster, I hate that. Okay, so try to, it's personal, but if you like, so try to find something you have fun. For example, football you play, or tennis, or volleyball, whatever, an activity you like a game. It should be a game, or transmute it, make it fun. Personally, I run normally every day, but 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, but I try to reduce every 2 days, okay? And also in between I walk, but I don't like, and I force myself sometimes. I don't like, but I listen some podcasts, interesting podcasts, for example. I love it. I say, okay, it will be my pleasure to listen to that. It's my moment. I will focus on that, only on that. Or I enjoy here landscape. But then, so if you go to forest, if you go to a park, it's okay. But sometimes I'm in city environments and there is no nature, so it's a bit difficult. But it's fine. Okay, so you can also do it, I mean, try to have a certain pleasure. You know, it's you can also have a personal challenge. Okay, like okay, I would like to reach a semi-marathon. For example, you start to run, and I did that. I start back running, honestly, and I was really bad when I was young. Despite the fact I was a gymnast, I even been a national champion, champion of France when I was 14. But anyway, so regarding, I was not good, and frankly speaking, I started back, I don't know, 6 years ago. At the beginning, I did 2 kilometers, almost nothing, and then I was dead. A day or 2 days later, maybe I did 3 kilometers. I was super happy, and then 5 kilometers. I was and then I increased like this progressively. And now, usually, when I run, I do 10 kilometers. It's fine. One day I did semi-marathons, and I didn't project to do so. I did 10 kilometers, and then, oh, I feel good. Okay, let's continue. 12 kilometers, 15 kilometers. Okay, let's continue a bit. Okay, 18, I was exhausted, and then, okay, do still 3 kilometers, you can do it. 21. And because I didn't have the pressure, okay? Marathon, I'm not ready for that. I don't want, by the way, but maybe I could, okay? But like small challenge, I didn't put on my social media. I don't give a shit about that. It's just for myself. It's like self-warning, okay? Self-complacency, the top of the need of the pyramid of Maslow pyramid. Then do it with friends, for example. Mutual friends like this, there will be a mutual motivation. You know, sometimes we say, oh yeah, but I don't have energy, I don't have the passion. When I go for, sometimes I'm not here, I'm in Turkey, in Ankara sometimes, or even in Paris, or when I go to Shanghai for business trip, or I stay for a time. Yeah, it's cold, it's winter, outside it's raining and so on. I'm not motivated, but I'm motivated by the results at the end. Okay, this is also something, and sometimes I say, oh, it's 7 o'clock p.m., it's dark outside, okay, I have no energy. And the paradox is the fact to stimulate your energy, activate your energy, and thereby you have more energy. It's paradoxal because you normally, if you don't have food and so on in parallel, you don't have a rest, then it's working like this. When I go and I have no energy, I go, after 1 hour, I feel after my shower, short meditation, I feel like full of energy. So, try to have this will, this pleasure, this joy without necessarily performance. Okay, I do surfing. I am good. No, I'm happy with that, and I don't want to make competition and so on. Okay, so keep this in mind. Let's continue. It can be walking. It can be landscape, and so let's continue with another topic very important for Hygiene of Life is nature, our true nature. You know, in our modern society, and especially in West, we are disconnected. We are off-grounded, off our roots, our mother earth, okay? It's like, if we are orphans, okay? We have been separated, and we don't have respect for it. We think it's our disposal most of the time. It's a philosophy, it's really important. The fact to be reconnect, and if we are missing something, a missing link or something we are not vibrating, in the city, the density, I mean, the vibration are very dense and tense and aggressive and so on. And you can find some parks, you can find some, it's still possible, but frankly speaking, it's hard to be always in the cement. Okay, this is bad energy for everything, for your vibration, for your awakening and so on. So, you know, and most of the time is ignorance and or a lack of interest. We think it's not, nature is like this, it's normal, it's part of the landscape, and then it's the background, what else? No, it's much more important to be reconnected, because if you think there is a resonance with the world, if we think we are all one, okay, we are a part of it as well, and is nourishing all the time with the energy. The fifth element is encompassing everything, interconnecting everything to everything else, okay? So, you know, Victor Hugo, the French writer and philosopher and mystic, he said the following: this is a sad thing to consider that mankind, the nature, it's a sad thing that to consider that nature talks and mankind remains deaf. Okay, we don't listen anymore, nature. That's why we don't listen the cycle of the seasonality and so on. You know, here when they plant, they do a ceremony, they check the stars, and they ask the universe, You know, like a shamanic dimension. Like they has the universe, like when they kill an animal and so on, same. They just respect the elements of nature. And the fact to have been completely, let's say, disconnected to that, we are like this. You know, it's like doing, to make the link with before, to do yoga with an armor. You know, a middle-aged armor is difficult to be flexible. It's the same principle. Healthy mind in the healthy body is part of this. Okay, earth, and heart is linked, and we are. This is our mother nourishing us all the time. This is notion of reconnection. This is the concept of ecosystem. Ecosystem means everything has an importance in the structure of life. Okay, and we are not detached of this. We are part of it. Okay. This is also the notion of contemplation, the temple, to open up the temple through nature. Okay, this is a temple. This is incredible when you analyze the miracles of life through nature. To be aware of synchronicities and so on. So some techniques, some recommendations, some take an interest in nature. Okay, the functioning, the mechanism through tuto, lessons, documentaries, whatever, but try to visualize how the organization is miraculous. You know, even the cosmos means the order. It means there is a will behind. I treated that with energies, but also spirituality and science, or even with spirituality. Science is key 61 or 62, I don't remember. Anyway, find, you will find, search and you will find, or with God. Okay, it's everywhere, this. And when you see the magic, capture the magic of nature, and you will be more connected, vibrating. You know, if you just observe Ant Hill, for instance, the organization is like societal organization, hierarchy and so on. The organization, I don't know, the trees, for example, the trees is like, with their roots, is like internet is like a network. There is a solidarity. For example, sometimes the leaf, when there is animals wants to eat, then it can affect the fact to survive. Actually, they emit a bitter taste, for example, and then they give the information to all the trees. Okay, so when you prune, you know, it's like feng shui. You cut some little part, but it is philosophical, it's deep most of the time. Once you are awake, I mean, it's eternal process, okay. But the more that you open up your eyes to the magnificence of life, of the living, everything is initiatory. Everything is a source of inspiration, and is deep, and is philosophical, and is mystical. When you go to forest, for example, and this is what the Japanese call Shinrin-yoku, it means forest bath. Actually, you have some phyton seeds, okay, these are little particle, invisible, and then you feel, well, you feel better. It's like if you drink a bit, or you get full of endorphins, like when you do sports. Okay, so these elements from the nature are giving us all this as well. You know, same for fooding. We saw this with in the previous chapter. The fact the food is full of this love and so on. Is a fruit of nature as well. Okay, so go to forest, go to beach. When you walk on the street, on the sand or in the water, is full of crystals. Okay, so it's reactivating, cleaning you also. If you don't have access to beach, when you have, you go to for climbing and or for just in mountain, the full wind and so on. Even flat landscape. I come from north of France, is super flat. Okay, you have forests, you have a lot of things, and you can breathe. It's wonderful. You will reoxygenate your brain and so on. Check the video 23. The importance of breathing, walking meditation, admiring the nature and so on, super important. To observe, to contemplate, because the more you do that, the more you are receptive and sensitive. You activate your senses, and your senses are the sixth sense, that's to say your higher self. And actually you will be more aware about the synchronicity, and you will feel the universe vibrating within you. Okay, You can hug trees as well to take the energy and to be grateful and so on. Even if you don't believe with that, and if the people is convinced about that, it makes the job. But in parallel, the trees, they have energies. You can also stand just and to have your tree. It's your tree, and you will see the different seasons, for example, to see the time passing. And also you can talk and you write, for example, every time. This is your moment meditation. You write all what you like, all what you don't like for a moment of period of time. Your week, for example, you do every, I don't know, Sunday, and you go on your tree and you talk to it, okay? Or him or her if you personalize. But it will let you go, and also in your backbone, actually, it will release as well your tension and so on. And it will be more harmonious, okay? It's like philosophy, but it's practical philosophy in a certain extent. Lay on the ground sometimes. Lay on the ground, on earth, to feel Mother Earth, the energy of earth, okay? Personally, I do very often, and I put, for example, my third eye on the ground, not on the cement, but on the earth, on the dirt, for instance. Try to have some vegetable garden if you can afford. Some not very, no need necessarily only tomato or radish or this kind of thing. Even if you are only a balcony, or even you don't have and you have an apartment, just do it with a pot, sorry. And you see, you admire how it's growing up with just water and sun and love as well. And then when you eat them, of course, it's energetic food. Of course, it's much more intense in terms of vibration and energy. There is a lot of tips like this. Be aware of this. I talk about this in the key 13 and the key 27 if you want to deepen the theme of nature. But once again, nature is our true nature, is a part of the game. To reconnect that for awakening process and in this transition of a new civilization. If you want to see the harmonious, the harmony with nature in the depicting a new civilization, the fifth dimension, new era, in the free book that you can download for free, I insist, on my website, aurelienmilot.com. This is Sage Passage, is translated in English, Sage Passage Utopia. Okay, Y-O-Utopia. The utopia within. I describe a civilization with the institution, the organization, the daily life and so on, and the relationship with nature. And you will see it's much more harmonious. We are a bit arrogant civilization, society for which we ban nature. It's out, it's our slave and so on. We don't respect anymore. We take it out 40% of our species, and you know, it's like you take it out components and so on in a watch or electronic device, and oh, it's not working anymore. It's the same for us. Okay, and by the way, we are not a threat for environment and for Mother Earth. If it's coughing, gonna disappear for centuries and so on. At this scale, it's absolutely nothing. It's just a blink of eye. Okay, so basically it's such an arrogance thinking that we can destroy the planet. We cannot destroy the planet. We can destroy the human beings, basically. Anyway, just keep this in mind, and this humility and this grateful, to be grateful with all what we have naturally, with our true nature, our Mother Earth. Be enthusiastic in general towards nature. Do this, go to nature in a park or whatever, even if you work, you live, sorry, in a city. Try to do so once a week at least, with a regularity, and by extension with animals as well. This brings you also the link with nature. This is kind of art of living. Art of living is not imposed, it should be natural. It it should arrive naturally, this appeal to nature. Well, I invite you to meditate and to apply what's vibrating within you. I hope it will help you to shape the master key, to open up the doors of consciousness, of field of consciousness, the field of love, of whatever you want. As you know, all roads lead to Rome and to the Dome. Thank you for your attention, and see you very soon.